What's up, guys? It is General Levitrus. Hope you're having a great day today. Coming at you with Conflict of Nations, here to give you the best strategy for you to achieve victory. So I have joined a 64-player match world map. Probably not completely full, but it's mainly full, and I have chosen, as you can see, New Zealand here if you recognize the island, or up here. So I have chosen, I know, a little bit of a different nation that most people choose. But the big reason why I chose it is its isolation and its difficulty for people to really get to me, because they either have to cross the vast Pacific Ocean, as you can see from here. Now, I know some of these guys are probably going to be strong eventually, but I'm going to have to deal with them much later. But my big concern is Australia, of course, and some of these guys up here, and I'll talk about that later. Since it's my first week with this nation, I just want to show you guys how I'm outfitting the country and what I started with. Most of you guys might know this, but if you're new, I want to show you the best way to start your country. First thing you want to do is start building these army bases. This is level 1. You can have 5 total, but build all your army bases level 1 for each city, because that is key to mobilizing or producing every single kind of unit in this game. You want to do that stat. It only takes a minute, so just get it done. And then next is your recruiting office. Level 1 again. This takes a little bit longer. It took me 30 minutes, level 1. And of course, the more deeper you get into your levels, the longer each building will take. But do this because it reduces the time to mobilize it. You can see for all military powers, and it improves your manpower. Manpower's up here, and you need that for production of units as well. So get your army base 1 and your recruiting office 1 in each single city. Get that done. That's what I recommend. And then next, I will go to research your first motorized infantry. The motorized infantry is your bread and butter of the game. It can capture all points and hold them. Now they are restricted to go into places like, let me show you over here, a province right here and just land. You need to have a harbor with a little anchor sign. So they can't just go up here. Don't assume that they can go right here and just, no, they have to go through here. They can also go airborne if you have an airport here, say, and you want to ferry them to like down here. They'll get on a transport and do that. But they're just good for when you land them onto an island eventually and you get them all set. You can just set them loose and they can drive over the place, and they're just a good foundational unit to get. And then from there, I would say it's really your play style. If you want to have tanks, if you want to start making some defensive anti-air units are down here, helicopters, maybe. But what I did is I focused on my first air superiority fighter, and I get the first one done, mainly because it's, in my opinion, I think air power is king, and if you control the skies around you, that is very important, because guys are going to start making air units. Everyone likes to do that. I mean, I know there's some big Navy guys out there, but if you can get some air units, you can destroy the Navy guys. So of course they have anti-air, but if you can keep leveling up your different planes, because there's all sorts of ones here, of course. You got heavies here, your naval patrol aircraft, your heavy bomber, then you got some like UAV kind of big planes here. Anyways, I started out with this first level fighter for my research and the first level motorized infantry. I'm already producing my first fighter here. And that is the next thing I want to talk about, is how you're able to do that. So of course you research it, but you also need to have an arms industry. And if you click, let me go here, click here. If you ever need to know what kind of buildings you need to produce a unit after you research it, you look up here, requirements. You need to have an air base level 1, arms industry level 1, and then research it. Arms industries do 2 things. They enable you to make new units, but they also up the production of whatever material you have. So I have an arms industry here. I'm getting more supplies produced, and you can go all the way to level 5, and you can see how it increases over time, the resource production, and unlocks different units, as you can see here. So I also put a local industry. This is just a little thing that I do, especially if I have a small country. If you have a small country and you need to maximize everything, I do local industries. I know some guys are like, it's a waste of time, but I think it's worth it, especially early in the game, just to beef that up. So you can only do up to level 3, but it helps. I think it really does, just to get that. I mean, look how much it increases. I know it's not as much as cities, but it is worth it. So if you guys have that, I highly recommend you run the local industries. That's kind of what you do when you're starting out. Mobilize these guys, your first fighter. If that's in your playstyle, cool. I would start getting your army bases, your recruiting offices, and then arm industry. That's the first thing you want to do for all your cities. And then overall in my strategy for this whole nation of New Zealand, I don't know what to expect from this guy. He is a newer player. We can look up people's rank. Here he is. Look here. Yeah, he hasn't been playing for that long, seeing his rank. So what I'm thinking is I might reach out to him to see if he wants the coalition up, but I don't know if it'll be difficult to do that with a newer player. I could also teach him, I guess, if I play with him, but I could use him as a buffer as well, because of course anyone up here wants to come down, they gotta come through him first. So if I do end up attacking him, this is probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to have my naval infantry researched, which I can already do here. And what they can do is your Marines, they can land anywhere on any beach. You don't need a harbor. So I'm thinking I might research them out, get a good stack going. I might maybe thinking about the amphibious combat stack with them. I haven't actually done that before, so it would be kind of new to me. It'll be interesting. I might actually hit Tasmania first and build an airstrip, see if I can get the radius of these guys over here, and then create a defensive envelope of the air superiority. But anyways, take that, and then I'm probably going to land down here in the south, only because you want to pay close attention. If you look and zoom in a little bit, you can see here's mountains, mountains, mountains. I know some guys just punch through, but I want to be as fast as possible and hit this guy really quick. So I'm thinking I'm going to hit him down here, come up, and then come down with my naval units. And naval units are super strong with taking cities. I mean, let me show you. This is ridiculous. So attack. Here's the city, 50%, and then suburbs around it. That's ridiculous. So Marines are the guys to go to if you want to shock and awe with your infantry. He's going to know my plan. He's going to see me taking it, so I'm going to have some naval units over here hitting him with something. So I might start producing some of those, and I'll show you guys that in the next video. Hopefully I'll have something up. But yeah, the plan is infantry coming down here, Marines, and then some naval units hitting, and then I'll have an airstrip with some air superiority covering the whole assault. He's already got an airstrip right here, so I know this guy is kind of thinking, I don't trust this dude, so we shall see. But anyways, that is the plan. I'm not too worried about things up here right now. Now Indonesia and Thailand, I looked them up. These guys are higher ranked. Indonesia is a good country to have just because it's hard to take all these islands. It could be a mess, so he's a little smart with that. I might take Fiji out of these 3 islands. I'm not looking at this yet. I think Fiji's the best because it's the only one that has resource. No resource. It'll just give me manpower, and I could maybe put some airstrips here, and I could do a thing where I just have maybe some naval patrol planes covering right here. But I think Fiji would be a better AI to take right now because I could get some more electronics, which I do need, and then I could just take this for more manpower and more cash. So why not, right? So that's the plan. We shall see what's going to happen in the next week. Maybe I'll be already fighting this guy. He might come at me fast and hard, and if he does, I welcome it because I could kill all his forces, and then I know he's weak. So, and he's very spread out. I mean, Australia's a good country, but it is so spread out, and that's what I love about it as a target, because I can hit this, grab and hold it. I'm just going to grab and hold this thing, and then I might hit Perth next with some Navy and more naval units, and then have a 2-front war and just make my way north. That's the thing I recommend, guys, is when you're attacking someone, look for those weaknesses. Of course, I know it sounds like common sense, but look for them, because a lot of us don't look for these kind of things like terrain. Look for the easiest way of entry. Think of ways to distract them while you're really trying to take it, and then make it more difficult, make it as difficult as possible. And that's why I'm thinking about hitting Perth second, and then I can move from Sydney, from Perth, and just really wreak havoc. I don't know if I'd come in the middle. I mean, I could, but 3-prong attack by myself with the little resources I have, I don't know if it's really feasible right now. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, hit the bell notification. Planning on updating you guys week by week as much as I can possible and show you what it's like to be in New Zealand on that 64 player map. Alright, catch you guys next time.